We need to get out of here, brothers. Shalom, giving all praise and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahushai, Ba'ashim Kakadash, and double honors unto the elder apostles and elder bishops who teach and rule well. A shalom and salutations to the men of Great Millstone that teach the 100% doctrine, and to the brothers that follow their example and teach a 100% doctrine as well. The salutations to you all. This is your brother Rabbi Yamyan, here to share another lesson. And the title of this lesson, we need to get out of here. I don't know, no matter how much times I put do not disturb on my settings, a call or a text message always gets through for some reason. Alright, so Lord willing, this lesson be edified unto the elect. It says, woman wins 14 million after eating ice cream with metal nails and left unable to have children. So you see, if the Most High allow this man to continue, because who owns these distributing companies, man? Who owns the materials that makes these things, man? Ye saw Edom and the other nations, man. You understand? No flesh would be saved if the Most High allow this man to continue another 10, 30, 50, 70 years, man. The woman cannot have children anymore. And I'll raise that scripture to begin with. This is Matthew chapter 24 and verse 22. And this is why we're seeing a speeding up of the time. Because for the elect's sake, the Most High, he made a promise, right? For the elect, and he's hearing their cries in these last days. So he's speeding up the time for their sakes. Lord willing, you, brethren, myself, and you, Aquat, be numbered amongst them. This is Matthew chapter 24, verse 22, and it says, and except those days should be shortened, there should no flesh be saved. But for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened. So the Most High is quickening the days. Right? Like the months are flying by like days now, you know what I'm saying? He's doing these things as a sign, right? That he's going to save and preserve the elect in these last days, alright? Reading the article, it says, a Florida woman was awarded a staggering $14 million, that's nothing, judgment after she unknowingly swallowed metal nails and shards hidden inside a serving of ice cream. Now when you think, you're just going for an evening treat or whatever, this is what you gotta contend with. Injuries, she says, left her unable to have children. And on September 11, 2018, Brandy Buckley pulled up to the drive-through window of a Bruster's ice cream shop in Palm Bay and ordered what should have been a routine dessert, a peanut butter pecan ice cream. Instead, the ice cream was laced with multiple metal nails and or metal shards, according to a bombshell lawsuit that was originally filed in Brevard County State Court in 2019. And this is the lady here that consumed the metal shards in ice cream. It says, Buckley said she took a bite of the ice cream when her son also asked to get a taste. I got to the light, scoop some of the ice cream out, she told WESH-TV. I noticed there was a metal nail in the cone, almost embedded. It looked like in the cone. Buckley said she felt something strange when she took her first bite. When I did swallow. I did feel something in my throat that kind of got stuck, she said. I thought it was a pecan because it was a peanut butter ice cream that I had purchased. Buckley said she went to hospital to get an x-ray. Just to be clear, to make sure that what it was, a pecan, and it wasn't, Buckley said, it was a nail. She had swallowed a nail. Golly. It says the sharp objects embedded inside the frozen dessert and not visible to the naked eye, leaving Buckley in with no warning before taking a bite. Buckley suffered severe and permanent injuries to her head, neck, limbs, and nervous system, along with significant scarring and disfigurement. So you can see it right there. Alright, you can see the nail head to the left and the nail point to the right a little bit. Yeah, that's crazy, man. She also sustained a permanent loss of bodily functions and ongoing neurological damage, according to the filing. So you think now 14 million is enough money? They undercut her severely because she not gotta live with this. It says Buckley and her husband Patrick says the injury robbed them of their ability to grow their family. He alleges the incident deprived them from having additional children, according to the complaint. Usually they give Eves and Jake this low amount of money. That is nothing. 40 million is nothing. It says she has racked up massive medical bills for hospitalizations, doctors, and ongoing care, while also losing income and future earning potential. See, the lawsuit claims the suit targets multiple Brewster's corporate entities, accusing them of failing to ensure their product was safe for human consumption. Right. According to the complaint, Brewster's stores use certified ice cream makers to mix and freeze proprietary dairy blends on site daily, a process the plaintiffs argue broke down catastrophically, allowing a dangerous contaminant product to reach a customer. Right, it says they initially saw damages exceeding 15,000, the minimum threshold for filing in the circuit, but a jury ultimately handed down a $14 million judgment in light of the severity and permanence of Buckley's injuries. That's not enough. With them being particularly young and then having to live through old age with these injuries. The jury heard the evidence and rendered a verdict that was fair in light of the serious damages that were caused to my client by the incident. Buckley's attorney, Scott Alpizar, told the Post, an attorney unaffiliated with the case said the 14 million judgment was justified given the severity of the injuries. I think it could have been more reproductive cases carrying big price tags, attorney Danny Karen told the Post. Think about the possibility of never being able to have a family. That's what she is faced with because of the company's negligence. Right, and that brings us to the end of the article. I'll see if I could play this video. This is fair use to the WESH TV. My channel is unmonetized. I'm using your video for commenting purposes, on teaching purposes. Fair use. My channel is unmonetized. I'm not making any money from this video. Fair use, fair use. That's easy.
In a West News exclusive tonight, a woman who won millions in settlement after she says she ate ice cream with nails in it is sharing her story.
That's right. Her attorney says that she was just awarded the money for the 2018 incident. The court documents say it happened at an ice cream shop in Palm Bay. West News' Haley Krummelholm spoke with that woman today.
It was crazy because who expects to get ice cream and find a nail in their ice cream?
Back in 2018, Brandy Buckley said she left Brewster's Ice Cream on Malabar Road in Palm Bay with her son. He wanted some of her butter pecan.
I got to the lights to scoop some of the ice cream out, and I noticed that there was a metal nail in the cone.
She said she had already taken a big bite.
When I did swallow, I did feel something in my throat, and that kind of got stuck, but I never once thought it was a nail. I thought it was a pecan.
But she said she went to a hospital to get an x-ray just in case.
It was a nail. So I had swallowed a nail.
She said from there,
I had to do an endoscopy that night. There was 2 metal shards in the ice cream that they had missed. It got embedded in my intestines after a while, to the point where I had to have surgery, intestinal surgery. I developed a blood clot that led me into an ablation to where I couldn't have any more children.
Something she said she very much wanted after losing a daughter in 2011.
That was my goal, and my dream was to have more kids.
In 2019, Buckley's attorney filed a lawsuit against Malabar Creameries doing business as Brewster's Ice Cream and the national franchisor, alleging negligence. In a response filed by their attorneys back in 2020, they denied many of the claims made against them. In their defense, it accused Buckley of negligence, which caused or contributed to the incident, and said that any product the business allegedly sold and Buckley allegedly consumed was not defective. It was a long legal process. On March 24th, Buckley's attorney, Scott Alpazar, said a jury awarded Buckley money for medical bills and pain and suffering.
And the total verdict was $14,147,525.39.
She said it's hard to say what the money means for her family, the family she would have liked to grow bigger.
Because everything that I would have wanted, I can't have.
We did reach out to the attorney representing the ice cream shop and the national franchise. Buckley's attorney said he does expect them to appeal the decision. He said it could be years before Buckley sees any money, and that's if things end in her favor. Covering Brevard County in Palm Bay, Haley Krummelholm, West 2 News.
It's crazy, man. Yeah. And us who are the poor, we got to live with these things, man. This is why, brothers and sisters, anoint yourself, man, and pray before you take a bite of anything, man. Before you drink anything, pray over it, man. Pray and ask Yahweh Hashem Yahushua that it nourish and fulfill your body and not destroy it, man. All right, pushing forward. This is Mark. And this is what we have to endure with Esau Edomite rulership. This is Mark chapter 16 and verse 18. And it says, they shall take up scorpions, all right? And this is going to be a benefit unto the elect men at these last days. All right, it's going to be extended to the women, but the elect men that was going to be given that spiritual power to fly, to heal, certain brothers and sisters, right? To bring nourishment to brothers and sisters that are in need, right? These things are for the elect on this side, because none of us would be sick, right? Because sickness is a spirit attached to it, right? Due to sin. So since we would be in our power, right, not sinning, these things wouldn't fall upon us in the kingdom. All right. So this is Mark chapter 16 and 18. They shall take up serpents, and if they drink any deadly thing, it shall not hurt them. They shall lay hands on the sick, and they shall recover. So that power, right, is a sign promised to the elect in these last days that symbolizes, protection and authority, right? Because the Most High had to put that spirit upon you to even, do these kind of things, man. And I'll end in this portion of scripture in the book of Ezekiel. It says she was paralyzed. Now it could be worse. You understand? And you have all people, namely the tutors, they want to stay here, man. You understand? They want to stay here. This is Ezekiel chapter 4 and verse 13. It says, and the Lord said, Yahweh Bashim Yahushai said, even thus shall the children of Israel, you Jakes, you Negroes, you Latinos, and you Native American Indians, eat their defiled bread among the Gentiles, whether I will drive them. So wherever we are scattered, in the Caribbean, South America, North America, in Europe, China, wherever, we will be consuming poison material in our bread, in our food, in our drinks, right? Wherever we dwell it with the heathen. And when you go into that word defile, which I looked up, it says defile describes something that has been made dirty, unclean, impure, or polluted. It often refers to violating the sanctity of something sacred, desecration, or damaging a person's reputation or chastity. And Esau does that to us because the Most High, he has laws, right? Clean food that we should eat and unclean food that we should not touch. But Esau, when he makes his his supplements and stuff, he put different pig material on the capsule of the tablets, right? He used different names for pork and different meat ingredients, right? So you think you eating everything 100% beef, but it might have 2% pork in there, and he hide a lot of things, right? Whereas making our meal, right, impure, polluted. You understand what I'm saying? Continuing on, but he gonna pay for these things, right? Because we ain't doing it willfully, right? It implies a corruption of purity, right? Esau is a perverse man, right? It implies a corruption of purity, such as defiled ruins, a defiled reputation, or defiled water, right? So even the defiled water that we drink right now, right? But in these last days, we consuming these things and we living, man, according to Mark 16 and 18. So Esau is going to pay for these things, and the Most High, Yabashim Yahushai, is shortening the days for the elect's sake, right? Lord willing, we be of the elect. So we gotta get out of here, man. So Lord willing, this quick lesson, was edifying. Salakia onto the elect. All right, cause you to seek him, because he is all we have, man. We are behind enemy lines, and we are surrounded by many enemies that want to see our ruin. So repent and seek Yahweh Bashim Yahushai while he is near. All right, until the next time, shalom, shalom.